Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. First things first, if you're watching this video, go ahead and drop a like, drop a sub, and drop a comment as well. Now, I want to actually take the time to talk about Regan Grimes because this was an amazing package and in pretty much everyone's opinion, the best Regan Grimes we've seen to date. And Regan has only been working with Milos for 2 weeks since the Mr. Olympia competition, and the improvements that they have made are crazy. And a lot of these improvements are probably just slight improvements to his posing to make Regan look better. But I still believe that he was a little flat, and overall, I'm pretty sure we all can agree that Regan still needs to add a little size. But he has everything that he needs, man. If Regan is able to put on more muscle, he's definitely gonna be up there in that top six as the Mr. Olympia. He pretty much has physique very reminiscent of Steve Kuklo. Maybe a little thicker in the glutes and hamstrings, but with the height and the way they flow throughout the midsection, he reminds me a lot of Steve. But I was very impressed at this showing from Regan. Look at this rear lat spread, man. It's just incredible. But going forward, I think Regan will be competing at the Romania Pro to defend his title from last year and maybe even the Prague Pro as well. So Regan is trying to go ahead and get his Olympia qualification so he can shut it down for the rest of the year and have a good offseason to grow so he can come in. The changes that Regan has made in 2 weeks, some guys may not be able to make these changes in an entire offseason, in all honesty, but it just shows you how good Regan is and also how good Milos is as a coach. And everyone is starting to call it the Milos touch, man. But I'm excited to see what Regan is going to bring to the Olympia stage in 2022. But first, he has to qualify. In our next story of the day, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of photos I have from a guest posing that Hunter Labrada did this past week. And honestly, since the smoke has cleared a little bit, I was a little upset about Hunter Labrada beating Nick Walker at the Mr. Olympia competition. I still believe that Hunter wasn't better on Nick that day, but I'm very excited to see what Hunter is going to bring in the future. If Hunter is able to develop his back, man, he's definitely going to be a Mr. Olympia, and he's going to be able to hold the Mr. Olympia title. I fully believe that. And you guys know I like guys like Justin Rodriguez and, of course, Hunter Labrada. I like pretty much everyone, any hardworking athlete in all honesty, but the guys with the shape and the aesthetics, that's not something that you can get over time. So the guys that have the shape and aesthetics, they just have to be very careful not to blow out their midsection, and all they honestly have to do is add on size. And a very aesthetic, if you can manage to be somewhat of a mass monster and be aesthetic, such as let's say a Steve Kuklo or a Regan Grimes once he puts on the size, even Cedric McMillan, if he was able to come in condition, you're pretty much going to be unbeatable. And in our next story of the day, I actually wanted to go over two other winners from the Legion Sports Fest. To your left, we have Kyron Holden, who won the men's physique division at the Legion. And to your right, I'm pretty sure you guys know Missy Truscott, who won the fitness division at the Legion. I also believe she won the fitness division last year. Now, we could go into another conversation about how Missy placed second at the Fitness Olympia, but I'm going to leave that for another time. And courtesy of Buys and Tries, Mike Summerfield has earned his qualification for the 2022 Mr. Olympia in the Classic Physique division. I'm not sure who these other guys were in all honesty, and I don't want to butcher their names, but we had Hubert in second and Honey in third. So Mike is a great athlete, man, and I'm very excited to see him next year at the Mr. Olympia. If he was a little sharper this year, I feel like he could have been up as high as the top six. Potentially, he could have placed as high as Urs did. I feel like Urs, Mike, and Ramon, I feel like they all compare pretty well, and they're taller guys. I really like Summerfield's physique, though. And in our next story of the day, we're going to talk about Ahmed Ashkani. And I don't think I've ever put a physique update of him up on the channel, but guys, just take a look at this. I actually seen this on my Explore page, and I wasn't following him before, but I am now. Look at this front lat spread. Look at the lats. This is a guy that should definitely be in the top three every year at the 212 division. But for some reason, as you guys can see, he doesn't have much separation in his quads. And I'm wondering if that's genetic, and even if he could have separation in his quads, because I've never seen separation in his quads. And I'm wondering, are the judges placing him down for not having separation? But I've seen his quads very vascular, but they never seem to be too separated. But with Sean Clarita just winning the Legion Sports Fest, honestly, some of these guys might start trying to compete in open. And Ahmed, he definitely would have the size to compete if he wanted to. But I'm excited to see him. He will be competing at the Prague Pro and I believe the Romania Pro Fest. But he is competing in the 212 division, as far as I know. In the last story of the day, we're actually going to be taking a look at Patrick Moore. Patrick actually put up a long caption under this post. If you guys want to read it, you can go to his Instagram. I believe it's at Patrick T. Moore. But Patrick was just saying he's been competing for a while. He hasn't actually taken any real time off to grow. So I believe Patrick said he's going to be taking time off from competing until at least 2023. And I believe Patrick placed 10th at the Legion Sports Fest. But if Cedric McMillan would have showed up with a decent package at the finals, Patrick would have been out of the top 10. But I had Patrick placing second at this show, which he should have if he would have came in at his full potential. But keep in mind, guys, Patrick placed 14th at the Mr. Olympia, and Regan placed 15th. And here Regan placed second, and Patrick Moore placed 10th. So that says a lot, whether you want to take it as the direction of Regan was so much better or Patrick Moore was just off from the Olympia, or maybe it was a little bit of both. But that's going to be the video for tonight, you guys. I hope you did indeed enjoy it. Like, comment, and sub. I'm out.